Cool. Okay, so hey everybody, welcome to this evening stream. So this evening we're going to do a pretty interesting thing. We're going to be basically jumping in with a whole bunch of people from the community, and we're going to be building out a kind of Alien Conspiracy style battle royale survival map kind of thing. I figured this was a pretty good chance to, build out an area with plenty of interesting points of interest on it. So we'll have all sorts of things that each member of the community can focus on. But yeah, I think we're basically just going to dive straight in. It should be a pretty fun, interesting stream. So if everybody wants to say hello. One second, I'm not sure. I think I might have got my source mixed up. 1 sec. Okay, let's try that again. Everybody say hello.
Hello.
Cool.
Hey.
Hello. Okay, there we go. Sounds like you're coming through now. That's good. Cool. Okay, right. So yeah, got a whole gang here. Essentially, this is our level. It's just a big void of sand at the minute. Everybody looks like they've gone straight into advanced mode, so that's pretty cool. I'll probably do a lot of running around and see what everyone's getting up to while I'm working on some of the sort of more logic side of things. But yeah, I think that's just a case of getting on with it now and kind of hanging on sort of thing. PEGI says, "Can chat join?" So this is kind of the first of this sort of thing. So at the minute we've kind of kept it a little bit closed doors. It's just a few members of the community that we've reached out to, but maybe one day we'll just throw the link out in chat and let chaos ensue. But yeah, I think for now we're just going to kind of stick to what we've got going here. And yeah, so Ed, I think you were kind of going to have a little look at keeping the world tree relatively intact in places and just keeping out for any issues. And
yeah, that's the plan. So yeah, people can be free to create, and I'll try to just manage the world tree and make it as clean as possible as we go along.
Cool, that sounds good. Cool. Okay, so I don't know if anyone wants to just talk roughly about what they're working on. If anyone, feel free to just talk at any point sort of thing.
I finally got into the game. Let's go.
You made it in finally. Nice. I can see Echo Rock. So you're taking a look at the sort of oasis natural area.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna. This is the technique that I use to do any kind of like landscaping stuff. I just draw these sort of contour lines, and then I'll just push them up and down. And I just use two different materials. So now, when I use like the extrude tool, I can push this down a little. This is going to be like a little pond area. It makes it really quick and easy to level out some ground like this.
Nice. I think Ed, you do very similar to this, don't you? I'm sure I've seen you do.
Yes, I do exactly that when I'm building a terrain. That's really good to see.
Yeah. I've often been into environments that
you from one of the tutorials. Yeah. I definitely didn't come up with this.
Yeah, I've been in maps that Ed's worked on like halfway through, and the whole terrain is like honeycomb and chocolate or something, and it's like, what is this? But obviously it's in like a pre-contour phase. So well, that diner's coming quick. So 7 Dose, is this your diner? This is what you're saying you were kind of working on earlier?
Yeah, I was like half an hour doing some pre-work, working on the diner I saw. I thought that's a really nice 50s diner. I'm gonna make that one.
Nice, cool. It's really quite a big good size as well. So that's plenty of stuff to fill out the inside with. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Nice work. So we've got building appearing over here. So is this I guess this is Dry Coast gas station area? Sort of black box.
Yeah, it's a box right now.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
We're working on it.
Wait, so we can build outside of the squared out areas, right?
Yeah. I mean, the squared out areas was kind of was a bit of a guideline almost. So the idea was we wanted to kind of just have a rough idea of where things were going to go. But yeah, don't feel like you're restricted to the areas. And obviously at some point, feel free to get rid of that coloured border. That's not really a gameplay thing. It just kind of helps a little bit of kind of composure at the start before everyone was building on top of each other. Okay, so seeing chat. So how to get to you? As I say, we've kind of closed this off a little bit. So this is just a few members of the community that we've been in touch with prior to the stream. But obviously, if it's a success, if enough people kind of watch this, and enjoy this sort of content, then we will definitely look to do this sort of thing in the future. So yeah, do let us know in the chat if you'd like to join. And make sure you're kind of over on Discord. Or reach out to us on Twitter or however you'd want to. And yeah, we'll kind of consider various people. And maybe in the future, as I say, we'll drop it in the chat as like a first come, first serve type thing. See who can get in and do some stuff. So yeah, we're going to kind of keep this one a little bit more closed doors for now. Cool. Right. So I'm going to have a think about this sort of safe zone area. And obviously, classic Battle Royale rules, you've got the sort of the zone. You want to kind of force players into the same area. There's certain limitations that kind of within Crayta at the moment that mean we can't quite do it in the nice way that a lot of other battle royales do, but that doesn't mean that we can't do anything. So I figured, it's always good to kind of exercise within the limitations of what you've got. So what we'll probably do is, because again it's not a huge map as well, I'm thinking we'll just have like a few random positions on the map. We'll kind of specify some locators or something. And then every like minute or so, maybe, so every minute, every 90 seconds, if you're too far away from a given point, and we'll make sure we've got the UI and stuff in place to kind of explain exactly when you are outside that zone. But every time we kind of hit that threshold, perhaps we just kind of kill everybody who's outside the zone, or we injure them in some way. So it's almost forcing people to move around the map. But obviously each time we need to make it a bit more severe, so perhaps that radius gets smaller. So you need to be tighter into that. That's what I'm thinking. We'll give that a quick go. So we're going to need some sort of manager type script which handles all this. I think I'll probably just build this underneath the game controller. This. Tell you what, let's stick a little bit of music on in the background for the stream. Okay, this will be kind of a zone controller, I think, the way I'll describe that. The other thing we've got is a bit of a loot system which I started a while ago. I've kind of thrown it in, and it should hopefully make the combat a little bit more interesting. I did already add some of that earlier because I wanted to check that it actually worked. But we'll kind of do some stuff with that. We're going to need to make sure that the pickups all work correctly for this sort of survival game. And we also need to make sure that obviously the loot clears, the chests don't kind of stay open, all that sort of stuff. And there was something else as well I need to make sure I do, but yeah, we'll get to that. Okay. Look at the script. So this will be the zone controller script.
It's good to see people throwing themselves into this straight away, which is really, really cool. Just be interesting to see what your, I guess your way of work is. Like, I'm just looking at the gas station at the moment that's coming along, and are you using visual reference? Have you done Google search or something to find images of a gas station, or are you just sort of making up from memory and stuff like that?
I do have a couple of images on the side to sort of support, and so I don't forget vital pieces of a gas station.
Cool.
So I'm using a little bit of reference. I always find it to be very helpful.
Yeah, definitely. We always try to make sort of mood boards of things we've done. Same with the diner. We got mood boards of American diners, and we use that kind of thing all the time. It's really useful. Good tool.
I wonder, I'm thinking gas station probably needs to be full with kind of like explosive barrels. I'm thinking if we can turn the pumps into some sort of like, shoot that and it creates a kind of a huge fireball type thing, and that'd be pretty cool.
There's also elements of realism, just dropping in one of the car meshes that we've got just to give a sense of scale, because a gas station would need to have space for a car to go into, so even if the car's not going to be there, drop one in, get a sense of scale from it, and then delete it afterwards. There we go. Right.
yeah, it's going to be quite interesting actually coming out of it. So I've got kind of full screen script at the minute. I'm going to try and just throw a bit of logic together, and then I'll come out and see how much bigger the map looks in a moment. Can you tell me what you're building? So what we're building essentially at the minute is a kind of a survival battle royale kind of game. So the idea being, I'm going to try and do a bit more of the logic side of things, and we'll see what the group that we've got in here can do in terms of like the map to play in. I think it should be quite fun. It's going to be really quite good as well. Kind of for preview and testing, you know, there's quite a lot of players here that we can do it with. I think so for future, I think any other way of saying I want to join, I think just saying that in chat here is enough. We can certainly make a note of everyone in chat who says that they'd like to join in with this sort of thing. Okay, so
That's
it.
sort of similar to what I was just saying about the cars. For reference, I've just gone over to Boop's village, which is very cool looking. It's almost like
Thank you.
Tatooine. But I've just dropped my. If you hit R on the keyboard, if you're on a keyboard, and your character drops to where you are, it looks like your doorways are a little bit short. I can't get my character through the door, so
There's a
just using
couple
your
of
own,
them.
using your own character as a ruler in effect is a handy tool. I know you know all this, Boop, but
That's not good. Oh well.
I like that Boop's village has made its way in as an area.
it looks really cool. I like it.
Thank you.
Okay. So what's this loop going to look like? This is essentially going to be, I guess we want to know how many zones. Okay, so we're going to loop through here. We're going to do a for loop. So for every zone that we want to happen, we need to set the zone, and then we need to essentially wait for the duration. That will be zone duration. I think that's a better word for this.
Some things have just gone orange in the world tree. Oh, it's a teleport trigger.
That's okay. I think we'll give it a minute or so, see if it plays up.
Work in progress. Yeah. I believe it's is it Destiny that's working on the crashed UFO?
I believe so. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're available for chat, but
Right.
hopefully if they're listening.
Yeah. It does look very, very cool. It's using a huge amount of voxel meshes. When it could be, we do have a single voxel mesh for a UFO. So it's just something to be aware of in the future. Voxel, every asset takes a tiny bit of drain on the processor. So optimizing things as much as possible is good, and that is a lot of voxel meshes in that UFO. It's look cool though.
Okay, so I've got my zone location. I'll wait for a certain amount of time. I would need to kill everyone by the radius.
Please don't kill me.
Well, have to wait and see. You're gonna have to be quick.
That is literally what I'm paid to do, is be quick.
Oh, we've got our 10k coming up, haven't we? How you feeling?
Yeah. Really good. My track season just ended, so I'm getting back into cross-country training again.
Nice.
Yeah, started that yesterday, actually. So very out of shape, out of what I should be.
Ah, well. I've done precisely 0 running so far this year, so I should really get on that, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start training and vlog it all.
Get myself a little, like, kind of helmet GoPro thing.
Yes. Or get one of those cameras that like stick off your back and make it look like a third-person view.
Turn on my runs into like some sort of action game.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through all the users here, and then essentially what we need to do is make a check to see if they've got a player, and then we'll check how their range to this location point. And then kill them if they're not there. So kind of getting the bare bones of the structure in place at the minute, really. So user.
Just as an addendum to what I previously said, I've just been inside the UFO now, and it has a full interior and everything, and that's really cool.
Which you can't do with the mesh. So.
Which you can't do with the mesh, so that's awesome.
That
is really cool.
Pretty nice. We can maybe get some special loot in there or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so the distance is greater than the radius. Yeah, that's the right word, isn't it? Radius. Yep. And we want to kill that player, so enter scripts. Kill. And that sends us a function to the health script, and the health script needs a couple of things. It needs to know what killed them, and then a couple of messages. So we'll put the messages out later. For now, we'll just say self with entity on that. Okay, so that's our logic in place. So essentially what it's going to do, it's going to loop 5 times. It's going to select a location. It's going to wait 60 seconds. And then if people aren't close enough to that location, it's going to kill them. So we need to tell people where the location is. The way I'm going to do that is with my player distance logic. Player distance logic. This is a script I made on, or a package I made on stream recently, and it's quite a useful way to just be able to like throw something in to sort of show exactly how far away players are from something, with an option to show that kind of in 3D space. I think that's going to be the perfect way to say like this is the point you need to be to, and this is how far away you are from that thing. How do you implement the player's motivation to go to the center of the zone? So it's not so much the motivation about being in the center of the zone. This isn't going to quite work in the traditional Battle Royale format where you're kind of always being forced in towards like one place. But it's almost like we're going to pick a random point and you need to be so close to that, and then that whole point will move, and it's going to kind of move around the map. So you're not always being forced into one central place. We're going to see how this feels, kind of slightly mixed into a little bit. Right. I need to go to my player. So what I've just installed is essentially a script folder on the player. Something in the wrong packages. Oh, well, there's all sorts of packages coming in. I'm really interested to see what sort of stuff we've. I can see Mighty Animations has already made its way in, so that's always a pretty cool package to know is in the game.
Yeah, I think I tossed that in there just because I figure at some point I'm going to want to make something move.
Yeah, I've never really used it too much, to be honest, actually. Just out of, never kind of taking the time to explore it. But I know a lot of people do it. It seems like a really useful package for kind of quite a lot of people.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to make 90% of the games I make without it, so...
That's a good point. Okay, so what we do here then, essentially, going to get the user's once at the top. So I've got the script on the player, which is my player distance to target script. So we need to just tell each player, what the target is, and it's going to be this zone location. So M4, we'll just loop through the users. Check we've got a valid player, because if the player's spectating, if they've been killed, by some other means, they obviously don't have a player, so they don't need to see this. So it just takes the entity. Essentially, we set the entity, and then the rest of it should handle itself. It's always checking, for when you've got a target set. So it would be the zone location, what we're going to. So let's set a couple of these up. So these are just going to be locators. Might Animations sends the movement to each client individually, so the movement ends up way smoother than the regular rotate move package. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, I guess it's doing that automatic kind of syncing between the two. So that's a pretty cool kind of package by the sounds of it. I have always noticed a lot of the obbies that the community make do look particularly smooth, and I think the first time I really saw it was in the Temple of Gods. I think that game used it for that like stitched together door at the end at one point. That was a really nice thing. Oh, someone's moving the terrain. That's a good point. I'm going to lock the terrain actually before that gets deleted. I'm going to make this a template. This is just a locator, but I'm going to make it a template in case I want to update them all with something same time at some point. Let's just put them all under here. So you might find you get a random locator put near your area. For now, I'm just going to basically throw them around the map a little bit. Oh, it's looking really cool. I'm really excited already. Like, just the progress that's been made in 23 minutes. It's pretty cool. Victoria says a question. What is the benefit of using script folders? Does it have an advantage other than keeping stuff neat and tidy? I don't think so. I think it is just a thing. I think it's still essentially in the core of it still counts as an entity. It's still a thing that a thing the game needs to remember. It's purely just a kind of keeping things together. It's mainly for if you've got. I think that the best place they're really worth it is on the player in the user template, because there's a good chance you're going to have lots of separate kind of collection of logic essentially. So you're going to have, you're going to hit a point where you want all of your health logic to be in one place. You want all of your your whatever logic to be in place, and you don't really want all of that on the player itself. It doesn't need to be a locator. So yeah, it's purely just a neat and tidy type thing. Okay, so we've got these 5 locations now, so I'm just going to put these in my okay. Okay, and we'll see if that'll work at some point soon. Then we can have a look at the logic around essentially kind of a bit more information on the screen when you're in danger and that sort of thing. The other thing I wanted to do is probably have a look at setting up some various weapons. So I've done a few already. There's a bunch of different ARs. They're just the assault rifles. And I've kind of labelled them as various rarities. So the package that I made, I haven't published this as like a public package. It is just still a private one because there's still a lot of work to do on it. But essentially it's kind of a rarity. So you can kind of set things up to have a randomness to the stats. So you could have like random damage, random reload time, random fire rates. Once the gun is essentially spawned, once you kind of once it comes out the pickup chest, it remembers the seed in which it randomized from. So what that means is essentially once it's kind of generated its random stats, it will always keep those stats. So it works as quite a nice kind of looter shooter type mechanic. And yeah, so that's kind of what I want to do now, is just create a few more templates to kind of play with. So a few pistols, shotguns, all that sort of stuff. Probably worth mentioning as well, I'm using Mighty Co's his gun extras package that he's made, which is a really nice addition to any combat game. I'd highly recommend anyone who's making a weapons game or has already made one to go back and add it. It's really nice amount of recoil it adds to the weapons. It's like a sniper scope. Yeah, it's quite a lot of cool things. I haven't really done much with the sniper scope, so maybe that's something I could look to add.
Interesting.
Cool. What have we got here?
Ignore the massive slab. I shall move it soon.
Okay. I wondered what was going on then. I just ended up inside a big cube.
Yeah.
Do banana trees grow in the desert?
Sure. Why not?
This desert, they do.
Sweet. It's time to place a bunch of banana trees.
We've got the Area 51 hangar as well that might look quite good. Adding to this map somewhere. I think Adam packaged that up. That might be something to look at adding. How are we looking on the entity count? We're still well in. Yeah, we're 700 entities in, 14%. So we're fine. Plenty of room
Better
left.
start placing.
Right.
Yeah, that's not an excuse to go mad. That's that we're looking good.
I'm gonna make a bunch of curving voxels.
Just random circles everywhere. Alien artifacts.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, so what we need to do at some point is go around with the sort of loot chest template, and I'll kind of make sure that's ready, and then we can go and place a bunch of loot chests around, and maybe we could do something that, you know, kind of picks which ones actually spawn in around. Try and keep it as simple as we can to start with, I suppose. Right, pistol. There is a pistol in there somewhere amongst all those entity icons. So what do we want to do with this? Kind of make this a rare pistol.
Some capitals.
Yeah. Tactical pistol. Okay, so this is the extension that I've done. Essentially, it's on the inventory item spec script. You can specify ranges for what it can randomly generate. So this could randomly generate damage, let's say from 150 to 250. So it, you know, it's got quite a big window there that it could roll that damage from. Reload time, make that quite quick potentially. The repeat time, so how fast can it be repeated? Probably similar, pretty quick. That's essentially how we're going to control kind of the general behavior of the weapon. And once we have it, we can do that from the world, and then in our world tree we've got a somewhere. Got our world loot. We've got a loot manager at the top. That we essentially just need to specify a script to say that this is a loot that we can have.
This is a loop.
This is a loot. Okay, and then that kind of adds it. One thing I didn't change actually, which I need to go and do, is that I've said that it's rare, but I need to actually specify it as rare. So there's a drop down I've added, which will basically determine its rarity. So here it says common. If I change that to rare, then that adds it to the rare pool. When you open the chest, it basically does a roll and says, okay, well, what's the reward? If it says, okay, this one's going to be rare, it'll pick one of the random rare weapons. So hopefully it's going to add a whole new layer to kind of like combat, and at some point I'll look to get this published, and it should be a pretty interesting package to throw into all sorts of different games. So let's keep going. I'll add a few more, and then maybe we could have a look at, just generally have a quick preview, see how we're looking, see what the sort of spacing everything's like as well. We'll need to move the spawns, actually, that's going to be one thing. So what guns? Look at the meshes. Weapons tag. Guess some battle machine gun kind of feels like the next natural one to set up. Okay, so this will be MG. Set this up as a common one, so it's not going to be particularly great stats. Namaki in chat says, what are you building, friends? So we're building a desert-based battle royale type thing. Everyone's kind of got their own sections, and it's going to be, yeah, kind of all sorts of random stuff. Random loot, random kind of zones and stuff. Going to kind of, yeah, hopefully build out a pretty decent BR game out of this. I am new to advanced mode. Is there any tutorials for advanced mode? I think a lot of the streams kind of will act as a tutorial to a degree, or when we do some pretty advanced stuff. We know we've got a lot of basic mode, but yeah, maybe we haven't got so many kind of specifically about the various parts of advanced mode. I guess all of the tutorials together kind of build up an advanced mode, but as an overview, we don't have. What might be good there, Becky, is to jump onto Discord if you're not already on Discord. And if you head over and you could tag Andy Sargent, he's our kind of tutorial person, and he'd love to hear what sort of things you'd like from tutorials. And yeah, if not, I can let him know. Obviously, I'll drop him a message. But I think that'd make quite a nice tutorial. Would be like just an overview of advanced mode, perhaps. Sinjin says that loot package ! Yeah, hopefully soon I can get this out into a usable state.
Hey Boop, I'm gonna move my Oasis over a little bit so that you can slide that closer to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of this at the minute is just going to be really kind of speaking a few numbers, and we can kind of gauge what we think. What we at 35 minutes in, pretty good progress so far. If you're around, Sean, I just saw you in chat and you did fancy joining in, then you can find in the live stream Slack channel, there's a share code. If you fancy joining in, doing any UI work, I wouldn't stop you.
Hey.
I am just having fun.
Oh, that scares me a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just building a border to the world just so we can't fall out of the world. That's all I'm doing. So you're seeing all these big walls appearing around the level.
Nice.
That's just
Cool.
to constrain things.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing like a kind of a turnaround, like we did for the crop game. It's almost like you go too far and it kills you, but I think it's nice to actually have a physical wall as well. So
yeah, if you, and those things are fine, but you sort of have to have a kind of warning you're leaving the zone kind of detection. And for something that we're just trying to make for fun quickly, it's easier just to go. Yeah. Here's a wall.
Okay, that's my MG common. I'll make an MG rare. And then I think I'll set up a few more things and we'll perhaps look to have a preview in a minute's time, something like that.
Cool.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time like tweaking numbers in this loot package and just kind of building like ridiculous ARs that can like fire like stupidly fast and reload in like 0.2 seconds. Makes them pretty interesting. Like it's just fun watching the loot trying to throw out the best guns it can.
One of the things about what I'm doing at the moment, I'm literally just slapping blocks of desert rock in there and then building it up. And if this was a full-time game, QA would have a fun time trying to find all the ways to get through this.
that sounds like Boop's job, right? That's on you, Boop. Got to escape. You got to escape the map.
I will. I'll escape the map so hard.
That's throwing down the gauntlet.
Okay, cool. Go with that. Okay, add RMG. Cool. Right, so what do we need to do now? We need to get some loot chests around. I think it should work. Let's just be brave. So if you guys fancied it, there's a template that you should find. It's just called loot chest. It's currently the wooden chest. I might change that to be the metal one. I think that's probably going to be a little bit more appropriate to the map. Yeah, cool. Let's go metal chest. So yeah, if you fancy just plonking some of these around, they should just appear. We'll probably need to do some logic to make them disappear and such, but I think for now, if you just want to place them in various places around your areas. Forms. get the zone scheduled to run. I probably need an end. Thinking if the game ends when everyone's dead, we kind of need to just stop this. So let's make sure we've got a get out. Okay, that's gonna hopefully do our own logic, and hopefully that all just works nicely. So, how do people feel about maybe hitting preview?
That's good to me.
Go ahead. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's see how broken it could possibly be.
Famous last words.
Yeah, yeah. So. Okay, so 9 players in here. It'd be pretty interesting. So I think I might spend a little bit of time helping with the military base in the middle, just so we don't end up with too much of a large open space. Okay, target. Okay, so we've got a target. I think we need to be 10,000 centimeters. I think okay, we might need to lower that a little bit. Oh, did anyone place any chests?
Yeah, there's some by the Oasis.
Yeah.
Ah, nice, cool.
Here. Oh,
Oh, okay, yeah. That seems to be.
actually interact.
Oh, yeah. So you need to interact to pick them up. Maybe that could change. Okay, and you should. They should all have kind of fairly varied behaviour. Oh, okay, there's some touch. Oh, okay, I got a pretty good rare assault rifle, so it's firing kind of slow. End of the round. Cool. Okay, right, there's a few things to clean up. I'm gonna go back to the editor, but okay, the logic seems to work. It gave us an area. Probably need to. One thing I probably will do is turn off round time. I don't think we really need a time limit because ultimately it's last player standing. So let's remove that.
Yeah, no time would be much better.
Okay, let's go 5,000 for the radius. I guess let's just test it, probably do it quicker, so let's say every 20 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to do an on-tick function in here, which is basically going to always be checking where players are, and it's going to basically say, you know, are you within the zone, are you not within the zone? Let's change that to self-dot. Okay. So again, we're going to basically do this logic, and we're going to do it every frame. If it is, and instead of saying that, we're going to pass a Set zone warning, something like that. We'll just say true. Okay, so we need a little bit of logic and a bit of UI on the user, or sorry, on the player that's going to catch this. Editing this, so I'm thinking pretty straightforward for now. It's just going to be like a message at the top of the screen. Okay, so top, so that's going to set that up to the top. We don't want to do full translate, so we translate just on the X. So basically all we're doing there is kind of making sure it stays exactly center. Use the height. A bit wider. Okay, cool. So keep it simple, probably just want a message in here. The data warning message, and the warning message will be get to the zone. Get to the chopper. Oh, should resist.
Anybody else fancies using the erode tool to break up these block bits that I've added at the outside? You are very, very welcome. It's easy to do, but it's quite time consuming.
So you're on the grunt work of that job now.
Yeah.
I'll have a stab at it in a minute.
Okay, cool, that'll do. So get to the zone message that appears at the top. So now we need a script which basically will fuel whether that's going to show up or not. Cool. I think once we've done this, I'll probably jump in and, yeah, as I say, might get some stuff put in the military base. I'm pretty sure the that alien hangar that we made would fit quite nicely in there, so I might have a look at doing that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was kind of building a hangar here, but
I mean, there's certainly room for more than
it's
one
not really.
hangar.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that great of a hangar anyway. So I'm more of a coder.
Trying to think of if there's any other little code jobs. I mean, there's the we mentioned about maybe the explosive barrels. I'm not sure what would be required there necessarily, but maybe something around the gas station with explosions could be pretty cool. Or just generally around the map. I think some environmental things are always pretty handy to have.
Kind of making a crazy skull rock over here because I couldn't help myself doing something macabre.
I mean, it wouldn't be an Ed build if there wasn't some darkness ingested somewhere. Okay, so see how that goes. It feels like a little bit overkill, but every frame essentially we're checking there is the user within the area. We could always change this to be an on-tick schedule thing that happens every second maybe, but for now it could be a relatively quick computation, so I think we'll get away with it. Okay, so if the distance is greater than the radius, then that's fine. So we can have a look later on at making the radius shrink over time. I think we'll just keep it static for now. Okay, that works. So have a look. Hang out, Area 51. Watch the entity count skyrocket now I've got this in. Okay, cool. So what else would we need? Might do a quick wall around the edge of this.
Alright, I finished my little village thing, and now I have to go.
Nice. Okay, well thank you for joining in.
Oh,
That's-
yeah, thanks.
Thank you for having me.
I'm
It was fun.
I'm excited to kind of explore around that small village.
I'm
sure
a
there's
little
also-
tiny place.
I'm sure there's all sorts of hidden secrets, but we'll see. But cool, yeah, thanks for joining in anytime.
Yay.
Thank you. Bye.
Hope you had fun.
I did. Maybe. Who knows?
Well, see you later.
Wow.
Spending way too much time making this massive skull.
Yeah, there's still quite a lot of blocks by the looks of it.
Yeah, sorry, I'll move on.
I was just about to say where's the skull and like turn my camera around, and yeah, there's quite definitely a big skull. A big skull. That looks great. You know what we need now, Ed? We need some sort of Mount Rushmore, right? Like I feel like we have to have a set of skulls now in the corner.
Do not tempt me, Frodo.
Oh, it's an interesting glass cube. Read.
A little Easter egg.
At least egg, nice. Okay, I'll try not to spoil anything then. Okay, so it's kind of walled off there. Probably want some sort of guard towers type things as well. I guess we want to break bits down so you can get inside as well. So. $8 So yeah, we've got a little bit more time, but I think the progress we've made in this hour, I think we can definitely be looking at a fairly fleshed out map. You know, it's going to take a little bit of time. I think maybe another stream to kind of refine it and that sort of thing. But I think if we could get something quite fun, maybe even something that we could publish by the end and have a good chance to get some feedback from, that'd be quite cool.
A lot of nice builds there, looking really cool.
Byron, I'll look at what Boop did. This would be a really cool place, like if the location kind of forces people over here. There's quite a lot of like variety and like cover and stuff. Definitely to make sure there's a zone over here.
So my job ostensibly here this evening, apart from making giant skulls, was to keep an eye on things like the world tree. The world tree looks actually pretty neat. That's really cool. Yeah. Keeping things organized is always really, really handy and useful. It just makes things so much easier.
Yeah, it seems to have worked quite nicely, the idea of having the floor cut out, and then obviously anything you do, it like kind of gets placed on that entity straight away. So I think that might have, that's a nice way to approach this sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that's worked. There's one thing that we try to avoid ourselves, which is when we duplicate meshes. I can see in the voxel meshes library there's like Oasis Extract 2 duplicate.
Oh, yeah.
And it becomes very difficult for other people. If you're going to make a package, you want to name things so that they know exactly what that is. And so you can just right click on it and rename it right from there. And it's always a good idea just to make things a little bit more legible to people. You can have your own naming conventions and whatnot. But yeah, duplicate is a little bit confusing.
I must admit, I'm incredibly guilty of not doing that myself very often.
Yes, I
Yeah.
was for months when
Yeah.
I started using Crayta.
Adam always tells me off.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever renamed a voxel mesh when I duplicated it. I can't even imagine how many duplicates I have.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think you do tend to get away with it, but it's like a nice kind of exercise to especially if it's something one day you think, oh yeah, I'm going to package this, and then something else comes along, it very quickly gets out of hand.
Yeah. It's just a nice practice to get into, just for your own sake, for your own sanity.
Or you don't just find the thing in the world and then copy paste it like I do. Everything.
That is definitely an option, but sometimes you've got a big world and finding the thing is hard enough in itself. So, and often the way I tend to work is to drag things onto locators. So just copying stuff from a world, then I have to drag it from where it is in the world to somewhere else in the world. It's easy to drag it from the library onto a locator, which is exactly where I want it to end up, and all of its children. So, each to his own. There are lots of ways of working. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm notoriously disorganized when I build. To the point where I tend to not want to go back and fix anything.
That's the equivalent of like pushing everything into a cupboard and then shutting the door really quick, and it's like, okay,
Exactly.
great, yeah, the cupboard is doing its job now. I'm not going to open that door ever again.
Yeah. I'm the opposite. I'm super OCD whenever I'm building stuff. That's why it takes so long.
So you're more like an Adam. Everything's got to be.
Yeah, I'm more like an Adam.
So one thing that a lot of people will notice that I don't really ever measure things, whereas Adam will always make sure it's square, always make sure the thing's in the middle, whereas I just kind of look at it and go, that's about the middle.
Oh no! I'm with Adam on that. I am so with Adam there.
Yeah. There's a
Nobody
trade-off.
measure my
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I do which is a little bit wonky, but potentially more natural.
The stuff that I can't talk about that we've been building today, Russ. I'm coming across that a lot.
Sorry. Hey, you want stuff done? It's got to get done quick.
Yeah.
I ain't got time to be counting. Oh, this looks awesome, Slater. Just coming over to these mines.
Get some passages through.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Go through.
We should definitely need to get a zone location up here.
Trying to get a feel of all this glass cube that's come crashing through.
Yeah, I think that's definitely working. So I kind of had that impression. Looking at it, it kind of looks like some sort of obelisk thing that's crash landed. Looks like you got a little bit of Zed fighting in one of your in a couple of your tunnels.
Yeah, it's the walls that Ed's been putting up. He's been putting into my mind.
Oh, Ed.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
It got to a point where I just thought there's just too much going on. Now we're going to go back and start eroding once I've done this.
Feel free to destroy everything I've done. That's fine.
Yeah. To be honest, I've just extruded one of the wall sections back, and it looks like it's fixed a chunk of it. So I think we're looking.
Stuff I've been doing is a separate object, so
yeah.
it's we can either shift it or we just zip it out of the way, do a quick fix, and then put it back in
it's
place
fine.
again.
I just extruded a face back. I think that's done the job.
Cool. Yay.
Looking good. Okay, I see AJ's in chat. So hey, AJ, it's AJ on my personal. Okay, I think we're going pretty good. We're just over an hour, and we've made a pretty good progress. I think there's obviously some eroding to do. I might add a quick that. Some sort of sculpting to do, but I think for the size of the map, we're definitely hitting our kind of stride on getting it fleshed out. Pretty good.
Yeah.
So Ed, when it comes to eroding away this outside wall, is there any particular approach, or is it just a case of strength 2 and just go for it?
That is literally what I'm doing. I've got the biggest circular brush, strength 2, and I'm just doing whatever feels right.
Cool.
There are places where I'm just trying to stop vertical edges being so vertical, trying to lower the tops so they're not entirely flat. But yeah, just doing what feels right at the time, and
Gotcha.
making something like doing some overhangs, so eroding underneath sections.
Yeah.
So they sort of overhang other sections, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it kind of holds your brush still for a second, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and digging holes straight through, like I did. I mean, if you look at the skull, it's got the 2 cheekbones.
Yeah.
That just drilled right through. And given time, I was gonna follow on what was being done with the alien mine.
Yeah.
Because that has a few different rock textures and things on it, which looks really good. Which is a good thing to do after you've eroded all this stuff away. Then you can put the grow brush onto very low strength, pick a different voxel type, and almost sort of spray paint over.
Yeah, it's like an
top,
airbrush.
give it all that texture. Yeah, it's a little airbrush. Yeah, just sort of dry brushing the surface, and that's how you get something that looks like the alien mine, which is really cool. Obviously, that's going to take a huge amount of time to do for the whole level, but that alien mine looks really cool. And that's what inspired me to start on everything else. Yeah.
We'll get there. I forget, I need to set my new zones up. We'll probably go for another preview soon, and hopefully have a bit of a slightly longer preview now. Sorted out the time and stuff. Zones, we should get the warning. So people want to make sure they've got loot chests in and around the areas.
Was that to me or
just anybody?
Anybody? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, if you want to carry on with the outer, that's going to take some serious time.
It's almost there.
I've gone and renamed all my duplicate extracts into Oasis Rocks 1 through 6 and Oasis Rock Long.
Brilliant. Oh yeah, see. Perfect.
You see over in the Oasis area, there's like sort of rocks jutting up through the ground here and there. So if anyone wants to drop those around your areas to sort of just add some some walls and things to jump around and jump on, might make the shooting a little bit more.
That's really cool. Yeah, those are really very nice pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to sit really nice. I might just go ahead and place some of those around in some of the big open gaps between areas. I think that's going to create some nice stuff. I will tidy up the wheel tree, don't worry.
Are you Russ military base extract?
Not
that's me,
sure.
sorry.
Oh,
I'll clean up.
oh damn! I was thinking if it is part of the hangar, that's actually Adam. I thought I got him on one.
You love just. I'm here concentrating on this border, and then I turn around and go, "Whoa! What's just happened behind me?" It's fantastic.
Yeah, these Oasis rocks are really nice. Like, it's just a really nice way to add, say, like a decent amount of cover and just kind of some natural things in the map.
Yeah, I think I've used that a handful of times in maps, just making like a bunch of random, sort of like pseudo-random shaped things. And then usually I make them double-sided too, so I can just flip them upside down when I want ones that are even more different. I think for these ones I just put them one side.
That's cool.
Good trick to quickly fill out a terrain.
Yeah, especially with them being voxel meshes, you know, you can kind of rotate them off the grid and kind of have them in any sort of various orientation.
I'm noticing a huge amount of Z fighting now that because I've got this as a separate mesh, my border mesh. So I'm just gonna drop it by 12.5 units.
Yeah, good shout.
And that means it won't clip.
What's the time of day gonna be, by the way?
Good point, actually. I could have. Let's have a little look at that now. And what do people think? Like, I guess don't to be too dark, but I'm thinking a decent, maybe some like fog coming in is almost like a sand. It's quite a good way to, you know, kind of break the range a little bit.
Yeah.
So again, don't panic. This is me moving them.
Ah,
Let it all disappear, and I was like, all that eroding for nothing.
Actually, I'm going to put it back because, yeah, there's some stuff being done on this mesh that needs to stay there. I was going to delete a load of stuff in the middle, but yeah, no, I'm going to leave it as it was.
Okay. So maybe if we drop, be sort of slightly later in the day. I think this is always a pretty good time, sort of 6:30. Create some kind of nicer shadows and stuff from this.
Make sure you show the skull off well.
I guess you want the sun on the skull.
It just needs the shadows to show its eyes.
How about that? Slightly
Yeah, that's
shadowed,
nice.
slightly shadowed left hand.
Half. Yeah. If I come back to this, I'll increase the contrast, but that's not my priority right now. I suppose.
Oh, it's getting a bit funky.
Ooh.
Oh.
Whoa.
Why not?
Just bear with. Trying to create that like kind of, I mean, maybe Ed, you're more the expert at this, but more like a desert haze kind of feel would be, a bit more of like an orange light, I imagine.
Oh god, pressure.
Or we can just leave it.
Well, yeah. No, yeah, orange good. Low level fogging.
Yeah. That's yellow.
I believe Mad Max.
Anyway, I could spend a lot of time fiddling with that, but how that feels. Destiny, I liked the super red. I mean, that's interesting.
Yeah, the Super Red was quite cool actually. Like Martian almost.
Wonder if we can do a lot of this actually with there's the orange and red color grading. Or is it orange and teal? No. Red accent.
Oh boy.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh,
Getting all of it.
bit much.
We'll leave it. I'll leave that to someone who's better with world settings and stuff than I am. Okay, so let's say 5 minutes, and then we'll have another preview and maybe try and get a few rounds in. I'm gonna decorate the inside of these a bit more. So let's get our loot chest. Tell you what I do need to do is the logic around destroying open chests like that. Let me do that actually before we run out of time. So I'm imagining what we can do is probably on my loot chest script, I need to do a reset function. Which essentially just makes it closed again.
Ooh, we have a hole in the world. Do we?
There's a hole.
I thought there's a hole, but it's fine. It's sorted.
Okay, so every instance of loot chest will get reset. And we probably want to destroy any guns on the ground, so that will probably use the pick up spawner script for that.
I need more strength to my erode brush. I've only got 3 more minutes. Come on.
Maybe, I mean, I think what Sean tends to do is he'll make one wall. He'll do the work, and then he'll use that as a voxel mesh for the other 4 walls, and then merge them back together.
And then,
And then touch them up. It's like kind of don't have to do the work once.
Yeah, make them unique afterwards. That's a
Yeah.
good tip.
But hey, probably too late to tell you that, right?
Yeah, now you tell me, jeez. Nah, this is more bespoke. This is more personal.
I really like playing a flight. Great.
Yeah, the light, like, I really want to find the time to kind of design like a really well put together like horror type experience, because I think, you know, being on the Unreal Engine, the lighting we can do can be really, really quite powerful.
Yeah.
I'm all up for doing a horror game.
Yeah, Snow Boot made that one recently, the Eternal Escape, I think it's called. That looks amazing. I've not played it, but it looks great. Okay, at the start of a round, we should close all the boxes, and at the end of the round, we should destroy any pickups that are still in the wood that weren't collected. Oh, it got very blue then. Okay. Right, maybe we should just go for it. So, is everyone ready? We can hit preview.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. No errors, so let's go for it. AJ says still need to play Enter Darkness. Yeah, I think that's got some issues in that. That's one of those things that I threw together and haven't really ever got back round to playing. But yeah, maybe that's the horror game I need to complete. Felix says, "Wow, this game is great when I'm well over to play it on Crayta." So hopefully, by the end of the stream, we could maybe be in a place to publish it. That might be quite interesting. See how well this little play test goes now, I guess. Good find. We all get thrown up in the air in a moment. Okay.
Oh, I should have packaged up my my epic fall thingy.
Ah, yeah. I mean, there's maybe time. Maybe that's something to add in the future. Let me see the console. Oh, we're getting a lot of error every frame.
Oh. Everyone died at once.
Oh yeah, because they were outside the area. Okay.
Oh, right.
Me and Epiroc survived. No, I've just got a rubbish old, like, very slow firing AR. So, oh, that's a dead end.
We should make it so we people that are outside of the area get a different shader or something, or a different light effect.
Right, let me just jump back into the editor. There should have been a message. I can see I've got an error being spammed. So let me just fix that quickly.
Oh boy.
a slow load. Okay. I think we're still doing okay. We're only at 33% of our entities, so we've got a little bit of room left.
Yeah.
Right. Why was...
Yeah.
Oh. Bad copy paste job. Okay, so use... Okay. I'm just going to jump in to my separate preview. Just check this works before I drag everyone else in. Second now. Okay, right, so let's see. More errors. Zone location. Value. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, I reckon maybe we'll go for another 20 minutes or so, see how far we can get. So hopefully we can get a few decent play tests in. There's a lot we can do with this going forwards. You know, maybe we could have another session where we add more sort of pickups like kind of armor and health pickups and all that sort of fun stuff.
I'm pretty chuffed.
Okay, cool. So I'm obviously assuming there's a zone location. It might not be, so we only want to do this if health dot zone location not nil. Okay. Cool. Cool. So yeah, as always, if you are watching and you're sort of interested in sort of joining the Crayta community, or if you're watching this for the first time and you haven't really played Crayta before, if you're on Twitch, you can enter !play, and that'll give you the links to the website. Or the best place to head, perhaps to join in is our Discord. That's discord.gg/Crayta. So that's a really great place, sort of kind of hang out, chat, discuss games, discuss kind of things you're working on, games you've released, get help. There are a lot of things you can do over on Discord, so I'd highly recommend anyone who isn't in the Discord who's watching to head over and join. Cool. Okay, right, let's stop this error spam. That's good. How are we looking performance? I think we're still getting a good 60 frames, so yeah, cool. It's behaving quite nicely. Ah, sweet. Okay, right, I've got to get to the zone message and then round end straight away, but that looks to be working now, so that's good. So at the minute you have to be within 50 meters of the zone, which I guess is like 100 meter diameter. So that's kind of, we'll see how that feels as a group. It might be that we're forcing everyone together too close, but see. Cool. Okay, so if everyone's happy, we could go for a full preview.
Hey Russ, one thing before you do that, I don't know if you're random seeding that wherever the zone picker is, but it seems to be, or at least in those two tests, I don't know if it was coincidence, but it just both shows the Oasis.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Let's do it again. Let's see if it does that again, and if it does, I'll kind of reset the seed before we pick that. Cool. Okay, everyone happy?
Yep.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, let's go. Cool. Play. You know your map's getting big when you watch it build.
Can we check who's placed the most entities later?
That's a pretty good shout, actually. I wonder if we could I could have a look at some of our internal BI tomorrow and break the map down a bit.
Yeah, I'm probably at the bottom part.
Okay.
I had one until about 10 minutes ago. I just had this one surrounding mesh, and then I added 100 trees.
Okay. So you got to get within 50 meters of the target,
Oh shit.
and it's a 20-second timer, so it's pretty quick.
Oh, nope.
Okay, 3 of us made it. Oh, there might not be any guns over here. Oh, we need to get to the zone. Oh, we forgot about that bit. Okay, we'll make the 20 seconds a bit. That's pretty...
Yeah, it should be a tad more forgiving.
Yeah.
Especially because there's walls that you have to run around.
Yes. It seems, I mean, it seems to, the logic seems to work. Hey, I survived. I won. Yay. Cool. Alright, okay. We'll jump back. I'll make that a little bit longer. We'll probably make that every like 60 seconds or something. I guess in theory it'd be helpful to know how long you've got as well, so it's kind of a timer before it's going to kill everyone.
Mm.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Quick thing, so game controller, zone controller. So let's say every 60 seconds, and it's going to do 5 zones. Well, I guess it should really just do unlimited zones. I'll leave the logic for now. I don't want to mess with it. I'll make it a little bit bigger as well, so you got to get within 75 meters. Oh, okay, hit play. We'll jump straight back in. I get a solid round going.
Who made those alien caves?
I think that's all Slater. Yeah.
Yeah, those look
Slater
incredible.
Burn.
Just running around in there. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, no, they look really nice. Like, they look really cool from the outside, and then once you get in, they're just like even cooler. Okay, so we've got a minute to get there, and you've got to get within 75 meters. Got a bit of time. And I've got to find a gun.
You to death with this house skull.
The AR doesn't shoot very fast.
No, so that's part of the random. If you're lucky enough and if you get an exotic one, which will be like a gold background when you pick it up, that will fire ridiculously fast.
It's
like,
isn't shown at all.
Oh.
Oh, I got your head. Oh,
Wants to go as always.
okay, so the target's changed over here now.
10,000 meters away. Good luck.
Hmm? Oh, what? Can you see 10,000
What?
meters?
Yeah, because I think I'm dead. It's saying 10,000 meters away.
Gotcha.
There probably should be some limits on the on the minimum rate of fire.
Yeah, we need to tweak it. So the idea is, I guess, we could have it so like the ones that fire really slow do a lot more damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll notice there's a couple of little tweaks. So there's the Mighty Code's like recoil, which makes the guns feel quite a lot nicer. I added like a little bullet casing thing that like flings out the side. Which is a little bit of a kind of, I guess, added realism. Yeah, there's a little bit of ADS. No, sorry, a little bit of auto lock. I guess a lot of what we need to do now, what I need to go do is balance the weapons and kind of really making them feel a little bit nicer to use within the target. That's good. I'll just come back to. Definitely need a faster firing weapon.
My spectator camera's gone a little bit bonkers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's kind of built in. So maybe these just aren't doing enough damage is part of the problem as well. But get to the zone. I've got 63 health. Who's left?
Oh, shit.
Okay. Later down. So 7 dose and yoga in for the first. Are they going to be the first winners? Oh wow. Okay, body's flinging off. If you hit spacebar, Ed, it should change you spectating. That might help.
But yeah, it's done. Yep.
Oh shit. Oh, there you are. I saw you.
Duck behind the hill.
Someone's in trouble. Oh wow, that
Nope.
that is crazy.
Hey.
No.
7 days takes it.
Did.
Off first.
Having it to shoot every 3 seconds or something.
Yeah, some of the
I had nearly no health.
some of the random rolls are pretty harsh on the fire rates, just to kind of make it interesting. Okay, so let's check what in theory we should have. We should have like all the chests reset. There shouldn't be any guns flying around, and they should have been closed. Let's see if anyone can get any like legendary or exotic ARs. Pretty low chance.
Whoever's running down the sunfall.
I'll grab one, I guess.
Again.
Keep finding open crates.
Someone there with no gun.
Got shoot at him then. We need a melee attack. A default melee attack.
Yeah, like a pistol whip kind of thing.
No, I'm out of here. Oh.
Yeah, I guess you need a way to defend yourself when you've got no. Ooh, what was that? I got a blue. I got attacked. Oh, what? I died. I just managed. There's in the petrol station. There's a rare pistol which might do some pretty good damage and fire pretty quick. Anyone's interested.
Oh, got you both cornered.
This is yours to lose, Ed.
which means there's 2 people shooting at me. Yeah. Oh, I've nearly got one of you. Come on.
It's the classic bunny hop, the bunny hop battle.
Yay! I got
Oh.
Awesome.
So you got it.
I've been playing around with the idea to make like a bit Quake style physics
Yeah.
and weapons. I just need time.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. As I say, I think we're hitting that point in Crayta where like a lot of people are getting more comfortable with the engine now, and we're really starting to see, like almost the next level of stuff come through. So yeah, I think it'd be quite cool to see a lot of the UGC combat stuff. Go ahead. You're just standing still.
Nice.
You could have
Big shot.
You kept hiding behind the box. Right, we've got.
I was like, oh, peek out from one side, jump over the top.
Ace, and he's still running around with no gun, I think.
Wow.
There's plenty in the hangar. Yeah, maybe we need more. Hey, found a loot chest. What else we got? I think what one thing I'd like to have a look at is for the spectate cam. Is it like translating that player's information to the screen? I think that'd make a big difference.
Yeah, that would be a huge improvement. Luckily for this one, they have the
to
open
target.
see.
Hmm.
Russ, what was the naming convention for like the rarity of the guns?
So
Is it
the
like
actual
clean and good, or-
Oh,
Oh, I see. So I did it for the AR. So for the ARs, it goes like, I think it's like old, clean. I can't remember. I think space AR, is in like futuristic space. That's the one you want. That's the exotic golden one. But yeah,
It's rusty.
Rusty. I think I've kind of just been winging it as go along. Like what sounds like a not very good weapon, and then calling them things like that. Okay, we'll do one more round. Maybe a little bit of cleaning up before we call it a day. But this is great. This is amazing progress for one eve. A legendary AR. It's a Spec Ops AR that does a ton of damage and fires pretty quick. Okay. I can find
Nice, that's why I just grabbed it. Ooh, the recoil on this thing though.
yeah, it'll kick because it fires much quicker.
Oh, that was you I ran into too.
Yeah,
We
I
both
think-
had the spec one.
That was a fair fight then, I guess. Oh, that'd be cool actually. I guess it should drop what you've got equipped. That'd be cool. Oh, those ones spawn through the wall.
That's not fair.
Oh, there's another one there. I think that's gonna. Okay, I've got 3 Spec Op ARs, so this is definitely mine. Oh, I'm dead. Definitely mine to lose. I ran out and got shot.
Oh, you took my kill. Chased them for ages.
Or did they save you?
No, I'm dead.
Nice. 7 dice on for a second win. Yeah, I think the body's ragdolling away makes the target go a bit mad. I'm 10,000 meters away from the target now.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Hey,
nice.
nice.
Good shot.
No. Cool. Okay, right, let's jump back. So, okay, I think we'll spend a few minutes. We'll kind of action a few things, but then we'll probably start to think about wrapping this up fairly shortly. But yeah, this has been a really fun exercise. I hope you've all kind of enjoyed having a bit of a build together.
Yeah, this has been great.
that's really good.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, I think there's definitely something in this that we should explore this game much further. I think we can get some fun mechanics in, like as you say, the damage when you fall. That kind of package would look really cool on the way in. And there's all sorts of pickups and power ups and stuff that we can push this with. I think a lot of that spectate stuff could be done. Could be kind of improved. Daisy says in chat was fun. That's good to know. Oh, I've not seen inside this spaceship yet. Ed said it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That is a lot of voxel.
it is.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that is cool. That perspective shift will really mess with your head on the way in, being on the tilt. Yeah. Nice. Cool. So there's a few things I wanted to do. Probably not get around to them now. I don't want to break too much. I'm not sure we'll publish yet. I think we probably want to have one more session, maybe tidying it up before we do that. But let's look at I think changing some of the fire rates on these weapons. But, I mean, that's one of the nice things with this script. So hopefully, this package will be pretty handy. It's just a case of tweaking numbers, so not needs to fire much. So yeah, the exotic AR is between 350 and 800 damage. Reloads in 0.2 seconds or 0.5, like in that range. Or its repeat time is 0.15 seconds or 0.3, so it's just like a killing machine. I think the loot... No, it's the world... So I've got a script folder, world loot data, that basically determines, and there's a 2% chance that it'll be exotic. So it's pretty slim. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I think we'll probably. I think that's probably a good point to knock that on the head before we get too much further in. As I say, I don't want to go break too much before we do this next time. But yeah, so thank you everybody for joining in. As I say, it's been. I know everyone in here is kind of all placed all around the world, so it's kind of various interesting points of the day. So thanks if it's taken time out of your kind of main day. I hope it's not taken too much time out of your work schedule. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining in. And yeah, I'll probably catch up with a lot of you on Discord over the rest of the week.
Cool.
Yeah,
Later, guys.
cool. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, fun.
Thanks for doing this. It's a lot of fun.
Cool, good to know.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, cool. All right, well, thank you everybody for joining in. As I say, it's been a pretty fun stream. Thank you everybody for watching. There's been some pretty good chat going. So we'll do more of these. Do let us know in chat if you are interested in jumping in with these sort of community builds. So hopefully we'll get to a point where we can do these more regularly. We can come out with some pretty big scale games pretty quick, with a ton of builders in there. If you haven't already, do make sure you head over to our Discord. That's discord.gg/Crayta. You can find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/CraytaGame. Obviously, you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram. They're at Crayta Game. So we're all over the social platforms, so you can find us there pretty quick. So yes, do make sure you subscribe, follow, and all that stuff. Head over to Discord. AJ and Selena will be back tomorrow at the same time, so that'll be 7 p.m. BST. Kind of with a classic play along, looking at some of the new games, some of the updated games. Generally having a pretty good fun time. So do make sure you come back along for that. So I'm just going to thank you to everybody from the community for jumping in, and we'll be back tomorrow.